Welcome to Late to the Party, where I talk about things after the hype has died down. Today, we will be talking about... So, because it's Halloween, I thought it would be a good idea to talk about Hellboy. So, Hellboy by Mike Mignola is a really interesting comic because it talks and uses a bunch of different folklore and mythological characters, as well as including it's like Cthulhu and what's it called? Just eldritch gods and horror, and just so many interesting concepts. So I'll admit, when I first read it, I was very confused. There's a lot to Hellboy to unpack, and it's honestly so much, but I think it's worth every single step. The idea of Hellboy is super interesting. I still haven't gone to the part where it explains his right hand yet. I have found a little bit of his origin, but it's really been captivating me. I think that Mike Mignola's writing, it's really well done with how he ties in different characters and different mythologies and folklore and gods. It makes all of them into one cohesive narrative, and each of these short stories feel like they add a bit more to the world. And the recurring characters as well. I really like Liz. I'm glad that they didn't kill her off, because I remember hearing as Mike Mignola was talking about it, how he wanted to kill Liz off, but he decided on not killing her, which I thought was a really good decision, because that brought to one of my more favorite short stories, the Colossus, I think, or the Golem, something like that. It's so good. I think that everyone should read that one for sure. It's by far my favorite. I really hope... Wait, no, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, I just love that story a lot. And honestly, all of Hellboy is just a really interesting premise, and it's so unique in the way it does things. And another one of my the things why I like Hellboy is that it's all in one comic. You know how Marvel and DC, right? They bring in characters and you have to it's a reference to a reference. It's everyone is calling back to something else, which is it's hard to go into at first, especially if you're not a avid comic reader from the start, and you're just starting off, right? But Hellboy is its own self-contained story, and I think that's definitely one of its strong points for sure. So I really enjoy that part about Hellboy. And in general, I haven't watched the movies yet, but I feel you can't capture the same energy that the comics has to the movie screen. It's just something that's not as adaptable, like Watchmen. But I still think it should be tried to. It should try to be an animated series. I feel Hellboy as an animated series would be phenomenal if done right and correctly. I just think it would be... It's so interesting. I know they already did one, but I feel they should just try retrying it. I'm not exactly sure, but I heard it was not it wasn't that good. So I think if they give it another shot, and they really try their hardest with the the animation, because looking at the art of Hellboy, it's really interesting. You can tell the artist put a lot of effort in trying to capture the bare bones of it. A lot of times it uses just very blank, or it uses blank backgrounds. It doesn't use heavy shading or coloring, but it's the way they do it, it's how would I say it? I would just say it fits the story of Hellboy, the bleakness of it. It's also an interesting bleak, and I really like the bright red that Hellboy has. It kind of contrasts a lot within the story. Honestly, there's not much for me to say for Hellboy that I can't restate. It's just a really interesting story, and I think it's just a good read, honestly. It's not too deep like Watchmen, but it does have its moments. The main I think the strongest part of Hellboy is honestly its dialogue with the characters, and the stories it tells. The short stories is definitely the strongest part. It uses a lot of folklore and fairy tales, mythological characters, and I think that's just really fun. It's just a fun story. if you like mythological characters, folklore, fairy tales, I think that you should read Hellboy. So yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe. I'm sorry about like making these like short videos. I've been like really busy, but I promise next video will be super long. So stay tuned for that.